Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before I attended. Apparently I can't speak, so I shouldn't even be going to this school. Okay. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about 5 things I wish I knew before I attended UCLA. I know that it's like the summer before school starts, and for incoming students, you're kind of like on edge and want to know what I guess the inside scoop is for UCLA and what you need to know. So here are a few things that I wish I knew. So they're pretty simple, but they're kind of just things that you have to experience for yourself to really understand what they are. They're pretty simple, but they're just kind of things that you have to experience for yourself. And I guess I kind of knew, but a lot of it I denied if it would be true or not. And some of it I just honestly didn't really know that would be the case. So let's just get right into it. So the very first thing, this is more so for transfers because I was a transfer. And if you're a transfer that went to community college, it is definitely harder than community college. Even compared to high school, my high school was way harder than community college for me, and I think that even if you went to a really competitive high school, that is a huge preparation for UCLA. I think my high school prepared me a lot better for UCLA than my community college did, but I think that even if you went to a really prestigious or competitive school, it's definitely going to be a transition either way, because no school, I'm sure, no high school or community college has 40,000 students who are all eligible to go there and are extremely competitive. So I was expecting it to be harder for sure, but not that much harder. And it has a lot to do with your major, I think, as well. I'm a psych major, so it's the most popular major, and it's definitely not the hardest major, but because it is so popular, they're trying to make it more competitive, especially lately. And the department has made a lot more rules on the percentage of people that can get A's and whatever, and that's really annoying. So the curve is not in your favor. Yeah, so definitely if you're an engineer or something in STEM, y'all, you got your work cut out for you. Yeah, that's basically what I wanted to say. It's going to be an adjustment. It's not easy, and it is definitely harder than community college. Number 2, I guess this has to go with what I mentioned before about competition, and there's definitely a strong underlying competitive vibe. I don't even really know if it's underlying, because sometimes it's just straight up competitive. I think especially for me, because I was a psych major, I knew a lot of other psych majors living on my floor because there's just so many of them. There was definitely a competitive vibe. I feel people were constantly asking how you did, and I mean that's fine, but I prefer to kind of share that information with just my close friends, especially if we would meet up for study groups and stuff. I just felt a bit of competitiveness to it, and even when you're in class, I just feel everyone was always so prepared, and it was kind of overwhelming at times because maybe you weren't that prepared. It could be kind of scary. Everyone is super smart, and I just remember my first discussion section. So in discussion, there's usually only 15 or 20 people, and I just remember that I was so used to people not participating or people not knowing the answer from community college that suddenly everyone knew the answer and everyone was prepared. Everyone had done the reading, and I was just oh my god. I just remember being really overwhelmed that first day, wow, everyone is actually really smart. I was definitely naive coming into UCLA. I don't know why I didn't think it would be a lot more competitive. I guess I just felt really prepared because I'd gone to such a tough school, high school, and I had always really pushed myself there. And then in a community college, I did very well, so I was kind of used to that. Just surround yourself with people who want the best for you and themselves, and they're gonna root for you, they're gonna help you when you need it, and I think it will be fine. Just stay away from the competitive ones. Number 3, also going off with the academics thing, is that grades are not the most important thing. Grades are not the most important thing. Especially with that whole competitive vibe, it is very easy to get caught up in the thing that grades are the most important. And I promise you that even if you are going to go into graduate school and you think your grades are really important, they're not. They are not. Okay, You know, going into grad school, the thing they want to see the most is passion and a story and your experiences. They don't want to know that you just spent all of your time studying and you didn't get involved in anything else. There are so many things to get involved in, so many ways to get out there and get experience. Especially with grad school, you need a lot of research experience, and that is super valuable, and it's super interesting to be hands-on like that. So yeah, don't value grades so much. I know people who literally just spend all of their time studying, and I definitely spent a lot of time studying as well. I think there are more effective ways to study. You don't have to spend hours and hours and hours and basically all of your time studying and work yourself into the ground. You can be more organized, more effective, and I think, you know, there are ways to do that. If you guys want like a study tips video, I can make that. I just honestly think that your experiences with your friends and experiencing, you know, wherever your college is are so much more important, especially with UCLA. Like, the area is so beautiful. Get out there and make those experiences. Do not get caught up in the grades, which is very easy to do. Just like going back to the whole research thing and grad school, if you're worried, you will be so much more successful if you are well-rounded, and that's the type of student that they want. Number 4, you have to make an effort to expand your social circle or get involved with groups. It's not easy to make friends as a transfer, honestly, unless you live in the transfer dorm. People who I know who have lived in apartments definitely had a tougher time, but if you get involved in groups on campus, that will definitely help you. But the main point I want to make is that you have to make the effort, you have to put yourself out there, and that was something that was really scary for me because it's just so hard to start over all over again. When I made friends with the people I was living with, that really helped me. Like, with one of my friends, she was also a psych major, so we both got involved in a club together, and then I also got involved in another club all on my own, and that was really scary the first time, but it's honestly only scary the first time. I mean, maybe it's not, it's totally different for other people, but just rip off the band-aid, put yourself out there, be nervous. It's okay to experience that. I know it's not the most pleasant feeling, but making yourself go out there is essentially what will make you comfortable over time, and you just have to go through that. That's a part of life, and there's gonna be times where you're uncomfortable and you're not used to putting yourself out there, but it's honestly what you have to do, and I wish it was easier. I wish there was a way that, you know, you could just automatically, like, with the snap of your fingers, have friends that you want, and it's gonna take searching, you know? The best things are gonna take some time to find, and sometimes you have to test the waters, and you have to... Why am I saying so many cliche sayings, like, all in one run? Okay. But, you know, even if you don't find your people or your group at first, just keep trying and, you know, be picky. It's okay to be picky. You know, it might come with some loneliness in the beginning when you see, like, other people who seem to be having a lot of fun, whatever. But that's okay. That's a part of it, and you'll find your group as well. Don't get down on yourself for it, but you truly do need to make that effort yourself. It's not going to come to you, and it's very easy in a big school to get lost and feel alone. Even though it is very big, it's very easy for it to happen. There's so many things going around you, and if you don't make that effort to get involved, you know, everyone is doing their own thing. Number 5, I think this is kind of connected to the previous point. Your experience is what you make out of it. If you don't put yourself out there and force yourself to be involved, you're not gonna have an enjoyable time, and it's just the tea. I hate myself that I just said that. Okay, but that's honestly, like, if you don't make an effort yourself to get involved out there, your experience and what you remember of it is not going to be great. It's not going to be enjoyable. So basically, like, the last 2 points are pretty connected. You know, if you don't make the effort to expand your social circle and get involved, nothing's going to happen. And that's going to the next point, is that your experience is what you make of it. So, you know, your experience is basically how you perceive it as well. If you just see the times where you're alone and you're not involved in anything, then you're gonna think your experience has been not great, that this school isn't the place for you. And honestly, that could be true. Like, I'm sure people do transfer out of there and don't like it. I do honestly think that you can have an enjoyable experience at a lot of schools, and I think that I used to value the idea of a dream school a lot more before, because I thought that UCLA was my dream school, and I still think that it is one of the best schools for me and it's a great fit, but a lot of other schools could potentially be great for me. It just depends on the experience that I make out of it. If I choose to not get involved in UCLA at all, I could be pretty lonely and I could not enjoy it much. But if I do get involved, which helps me meet really great people, I am gonna have a great experience, and that's how I'm gonna perceive it. So yeah, those are basically the 5, that's 10. Those are basically the 5 things that I wish I knew before I attended UCLA. First, it's not easy. It's not easy. Second, there's definitely an underlying competitive vibe. Third, grades are not the most important thing. 4, you have to make an effort to get involved. And 5, your experience is what you make of it. So thank you so much for watching this. I hope that it helps you guys if you're an incoming new student, and especially if you're a transfer. I got you. But I hope this helped you guys, and I hope it eases some of your nerves coming into UCLA. I'm sure you're gonna love it. It's going to be great. I know that I made it sound a little bit scary and intimidating, but it's honestly going to be fine. There are so many things to get involved with. There are so many amazing people. You know, you're gonna have a great time. Just, you know, it's okay to be nervous. I was super nervous, but it just takes a little bit of adjustment time, and I promise you're gonna have so much fun. And also, let me know down below if there's anything else that you want me to touch on. If there's any questions you have about UCLA, I would love to help. Make sure to like this video if you found this helpful. I hope you did. And please subscribe. I'll be coming out with a bunch more UCLA videos about my experiences and advice that I have. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye!